Except for you, you're one of them, and my brother.
Yes. Where was your boss? Where was your boss yesterday in the day? He wasn't in the budget committee here. There you go. Wasn't there yesterday?
Yeah, he wasn't there Monday or Friday.
You can tell him to mind it, because he wasn't there for the budget presentation.
I'll let him know.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the May monthly meeting of the Granada Hills North Neighborhood Council. We will take the roll. The secretary is just getting ready to go here. Taking notes, Kyle.
Start to learn how to do that. Yeah.
Condolences, I mean, congratulations.
Brian Allen.
Here.
Alfredo.
Quiet, please, the board members.
Alfredo.
Oh,
Mike Greenwald.
here.
Bill. Wade.
Here.
Oscar.
Here.
Raheem.
Here.
Ralph. Amanda. Dave.
Here.
Ray. Skylar.
Here.
Jan. Yeah. Andres. Joe Biddy.
Here.
I'm here. Rob Sherman.
Here.
Sid Gold. Kyle Ellis.
Here.
Okay, we have a quorum.
Ready? Hey, Maria. All right. You are my victim tonight, so let me lead the pledge of allegiance.
Okay, gentlemen, please remove your caps and hand over your heart to begin. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you for your message. I'd like to welcome all of our guests tonight. If you want to speak on anything, please fill out a speaker card and bring it up to us. We have Jessica from CD12 here.
Okay, so hello everybody. For those who don't know me, I'm Jessie Strobel from Councilmember Englander's office. So I first wanted to thank everyone who attended Conversations with Councils this past week. It was a very successful event, and I hope everybody who went was able to learn something from the officers that were there to speak with you. There are two council-related things I wanted to talk to you about. The first is the councilman's motion offering a $50,000 reward to anyone with information that will lead to the identification, apprehension, and conviction of the persons responsible for the series of knock-knock burglaries across the city. As we know, this area has been heavily hit by these burglaries, and so the councilman, amongst other areas in the northwest of Granada Valley, so the councilman submitted a motion to offer this $50,000 reward, which was supported unanimously by council. Also, as I'm sure all of you are aware, but we are in budget season now. Hearings began last week for the Budget and Finance Committee to speak with GMs and get their questions answered and any written comments they might need back to review and analyze the mayor's proposed $9.2 billion budget. When all this information has been evaluated, which will take a couple of weeks, the Budget and Finance Committee will create a report with recommendations for the full council. And as always, the councilman's priorities are public safety, protecting the quality of life, and providing service in the most efficient and effective ways possible. Then we have two flyers. The first is for our summer leadership program, the E12 program. This is for high school students. So if anyone knows any outstanding high school students throughout CD12, we would love to have them apply to be a part of our bi-weekly summer leadership program. We introduce them to civic engagement on a city level and bring in guest speakers and take them on field trips throughout the city so that they can learn what the city does for them. And it'd be great to have any applicants that you think would be worthy of learning from the councilman. And applications are due Monday, May 15th. So if anybody has any information or would like more information or an application, please contact Ron at our district office. Phone number, if anybody doesn't know, 818-882-1212. We also have a town hall coming up with the Board of Public Works. This is going to be on May 17th. That's a Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. at Mayo Academy of Arts and Technology Magnet. There, we'll be discussing CD12 public works projects as well as allowing for an opportunity for constituents to speak with public works staff. If you have any questions, come and talk to me about it. And that's all I have. Are there any questions?
Anybody?
Thank you all.
Yes, thanks a million. Rosemary from from Assembly Member Raul. I got it.
Hi, I'm Rosemary Jenkins from Assembly Member Raul Bocanegra's office, Assembly District 39, of which you are a part. At least most of you are a part. Granada Hills is actually split. I just wanted to point out to you that we had a very successful jobs fair at North Valley Occupational Center last Friday. There were about 90 employers and about 2,000 people looking for jobs, and many jobs were offered or are in the process. So if I had mentioned it in previous meetings, if you missed it, there'll be another one next year. This was the 9th, and it was the most successful yet. So we're anticipating that quite a number of people will have been hired. I have a flyer here, and I put more on the table there at the entrance. Scam Stopper. Now we're sponsoring 5 workshops. The one closest to you will be on Wednesday, May 31st from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Bermuda Mobile Home Park Community Clubhouse. That's on Bermuda Street in Mission Hills. And when you take Bermuda off Sepulveda, when you get to the end, if you're using a GPS, it may tell you to turn left. You really need to turn right. But there'll be light refreshments. We have a whole panel of people, including police, at least 1 or 2 police officers from the fraud unit from LAPD and the office near Van Nuys City Hall. But I have to admit that as educated as I think I am, I've been subject to a scam once or twice. we all have, there are all kinds, and sometimes, no matter how hard we try, we get fooled. So this workshop will do a lot in the way of helping you avoid being a victim. Are there any questions that any of you have? I do want to point out, I know our president mentioned it to me, for those of you, and I think probably all of you are concerned with homeless issues and some of the litter and debris left behind, you have to be careful who you report this to. If it's on city streets, then it's your, in this case, CD 12, Mitch Englander's office. If it's on the freeway or the property by the on and off ramps to the freeway, then most of that is Caltrans. And you can easily go to Google Caltrans and then pull down the button that says maintenance repair request, and it's very straightforward. And they will get back to you through email. If you are having any difficulty, whether it's city or state, then let our office know, and we'll be glad to follow through for you. Any questions? Okay, thank you. Oh, I'm sorry.
Hi, thank you, Bill. Hi, my name is David Messa with SoCal Gas. If you need additional presenters on fraud or prevention, let me know. We have a lot of good programs and benefits for that we.
Okay, well, let me give you my card. You can call me tomorrow, perhaps. Okay, very good. Thank you.
Something really exciting.
I'll just put the mic here.
Thanks, Rosemary. David, did you have anything you want to say?
Oh, no.
We have Stephen Klein with Recreation and Parks. We don't want to.
I know. Good evening, neighborhood council, stakeholders. My name is Steve Klein. I'm the West Valley District Supervisor for Recreation and Parks. I'm here tonight to tell you about and to alert you to the wonderful activity that we have going on June 2nd, 3rd, and 4th at Northridge Park, the Hawaiian Festival of the Arts, in which we have many different exciting events that are going on. First of all, on Friday night, we have the senior dance with food, dancing, line dancing for up to 200 to 300 seniors. Also, we have a karaoke night. We expect Wade to be out there singing for us. On Saturday and Sunday, you show up for that? And Ross will accompany. We're also, on Saturday and Sunday, we're going to have a free children's area with inflatables and arts and crafts, make and take, face painting, and all that other fun stuff for kids. There's 3 stages of entertainment, one being the Hawaiian stage, a children's stage with children's acts and children's entertainment. And then we also have the main stage that will be going on from basically 12 o'clock till 8 o'clock in the evening, all the way through Sunday. We have Hawaiian foods, Hawaiian vendors, and there will also be those food trucks that everyone loves so much. Okay? Over the dates again. 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. And also I'm going to leave some cards back there for you, but I'll also say the dates. On Friday, which goes from 5 to 9. June. 5 to 9, and then on Saturday and Sunday. Also, if you wanted to have a booth out there, we'd be happy to have you, come on out and set you up a booth. If not, we will also have a table where you can also provide some of your propaganda and other exciting information for the information too. Yes.
So the hours on Saturday and Sunday?
Saturday and Sunday, basically the Hawaiians get there about 10, and we'll be going on until about 8 o'clock at night with all the rest of the entertainment. I'll be leaving a bunch of these cards out there for you to save the date.
Can I ask you a quick question?
Sure can.
Somebody approached me about some new kind of against the wall type of tennis, only it's done with either Nerf balls or something like that. Are you aware of that? It's like a half court.
It's called pickleball.
That's it.
Okay, yes, we're actually going to be putting our first pickleball court in over in Woodland Hills. It's supposed to be there all the rage now. I know it's big in Pasadena and Ventura County, so we are just starting to go along with the trend at this point in time. We can put 4 courts into 1 tennis court, and it's supposed to be a much more active, shorter game. And we hope to be able to start putting it in a lot of courts. It means we have to restripe a lot of courts.
How much would it be to build 1 or 2 courts?
That's what I have a bid out to, and I'll be able to let you know that, because that is one of the things that we're trying to figure out. Because once we stripe a court, it pretty much will last for a very long time.
Okay, my explanation was very poor. Can you tell us a little bit better about what pickleball is?
Pickleball is a modified tennis. Basically, it's a much lower net. It's also played with more of a paddle, and it's with a wiffle ball, basically as the ball. And it's about dropping the ball just over the net. It's hard to explain until you actually see it. They did have a demonstration at Pierce College about a month ago. But when we do actually put in the courts, we have a gentleman who's an ambassador of pickleball who will be out there offering examples and training on how to engage in the game.
And is it played on 2 sides of the net, or is it played against the wall?
It's actually played on 2 sides of the net.
Okay.
I actually have played it a long time ago when I was younger. It actually moves pretty quickly, and actually it's actually kind of fun. Smaller area, you don't have to run as far, and get more activities in a small little area.
Thank you very much.
Sure.
If you would let me know when you get just kind of a ballpark, I would appreciate it.
Yes, I'll leave you a card. Okay.
All right. Maria?
Michael, so I'd like to know, are you eliminating tennis courts in order to put this in its place, or are you creating new courts?
We would never remove tennis courts.
You talked about restriping. Where do you restripe?
We restripe smaller, different color lines that will. I'd have to show you the whole diagram, but basically, you just use a different color line to basically go over the outside of it, and then the tennis court lines will still be available, and tennis will still be possible.
So a multi-purpose court.
Multi-purpose court, like most of our facilities would like to have, so that way you can get more activities and more fun out of every court.
Thank you. Maria?
Good evening, everybody. It's been a while since I've done a land use report, and a lot's been happening down south and up here as well. First of all, there is a state law regulating wireless telecommunication facilities, small cell tower technology. That will be coming down the pike. It's right now in the making. So they should be getting some more amendments to that. But we thought it was something urgent, but I think we could wait. I think some of you got some emails about that from Oscar, was his name. Also, the accessory dwelling unit ordinance. That has been a huge problem for us in the southern area. The so-called granny flats. These can be converted to multiple rentals, group homes, and also vacation rentals. So we're going to be looking at that. We're right in the midst of proposing a motion to have the city take a look at accessory dwelling units, hopefully, to get more input, to have some forms, because as suggested by motion 19A, it was recommended that we all have input across the city. What a granny flat is over on the west side is something completely different what's over here on the North Valley side. So it would be good to have everybody have some input into this, so we're asking for that as one of our motions. Department of City Planning has been expanding. Also, CD12 provided a fantastic forum. Any of you guys were able to attend on Saturday? Yeah, this was really something special for those of us, especially in land use issues, community plans, specific plans, for how you look at cases, where you find them, and very, very informative forum. So, Plan Check Bank also have those, as well as the Congress. There's information there as well. Group homes are bubbling up. Do you know of any group homes up here, per se? There's one in Northridge West area that's really causing some problems. So we're looking to have this.
I think we have one but it's really quiet. But they built carports in their backyard, and you never see anybody there, and never have a problem.
Yeah, these can be very problematic depending on the kind of people that do live there. The regulations, right now the city has no way of actually controlling these whatsoever. State law AB 285 in the Lendis is providing some new information real quick. Recode LA, variation zones, and DOC is also something that we're looking at. So just to bring these to your attention, these are some things that are going around the city. Thank you.
Thank you. William. Thank you.
Thanks, Will. Hi, everyone. I'm William Kuzmin, property owner here in Granada Hills, and someone who likes to make sure that when neighborhood councils have their meetings, that the public is fully aware of what they're going to be talking about. And part of that front line in communication is your agendas and how they're written. And on here tonight, there's a use of an acronym called an NPG. Now, everyone on the board knows what an NPG is, and anybody who's been around to enough meetings knows what an NPG is. But somebody in the public that's never been to a neighborhood council meeting that reads this agenda and sees NPG for $1,000 or whatever it might be, they don't know what an NPG is. So in the future, I would hope that that the agenda items could be more meaningful and more descriptive as to what these are. In addition, if there is an NPG that's been submitted to the neighborhood council and that NPG is referenced on the agenda, there should be a copy of the NPG either on the website or on the table or sent out with the agenda packet, so that when it's time to come up and make a public comment on something that could involve giving our taxpayer dollars to an organization based on well, the NPG is the neighborhood purpose grant, and these are supposed to go to nonprofit organizations that have to apply for them and ask for a specific amount of money. So hopefully in the future we get a little bit more clarity in things, especially neighborhood purpose grants. I really believe that they should be available to us to see. And that will become more clear maybe with later more specific agenda item comment. But there was another document down here about approving neighborhood council notification proposal for developments. That sounds like a document that we should be able to see before the meeting starts. Thank you.
William, just point of reference. Anyone reading our agenda, if they didn't know what an NPG was, and we put the neighborhood purpose grant in, do you think they would know what a neighborhood purpose grant is?
Well, you can always add an extra sentence to describe what it is, which is kind of the message I was trying to deliver.
You know you want to make me type more, okay? Because you know I type it okay? But I'm serious. I don't know that anyone would know the difference, that didn't know what an NPG was, but I will do it, okay?
But if there's a copy of it, then they can actually look at it and see what one is, which I think would be appropriate as it's public information.
I will do that. Thank you, William.
Thank you.
Barb?
Hello. For any of you who might know about the Best Friends Pet Adoption Center on Brand, we're having a major special this week. All of the dogs and cats and kittens are available for $5. They come fixed, microchipped, and vaccinated. This is a special just for this week, so if you know anybody that needs a pet, great Mother's Day gifts, please. We're open from noon until 8 o'clock at night every day, so please come on by. We have specials like this all the time. A mega adoption event, first weekend in June will be at Water Center Park. But for this week, $5, already fixed, vaccinated, and microchipped. You can't beat a deal like that.
Barb, would you like me to get you one for Mother's Day? Want me to get you one for Mother's Day? All right. We're moving on here. I don't know what you're talking about. Report about the police. Sorry, everybody. Richard. Oh, he asked me to give reports. Give us a report. Quickly, perfect time. Okay. Your time is up.
This is from Janine Angeli. She handles the east side of Balboa in conjunction with Dario. She wrote the email and said, "If you can let the group know our crime rate is up 30% from last year. Largest increase is with auto-related crimes such as grand theft auto and burglary for motor vehicles. The majority of crime occurred in RD 1745, which is roughly Chatsworth and Balboa Street. Please remind people to hide their property in the car as well as lock their cars." Also like to mention, if you like more information, if you go to the neighborhood watch meetings, Dario has his meeting in this very room, and you get a lot more information and get more specific information. And just for general information, LAPD, the solid pancake breakfast is on the 20th, which is Saturday. Starts at 8 o'clock, and there's an open house tour of the station. You gonna bring a helicopter, right?
I don't know if they've requested it.
Oh,
Captain's got to request it.
all right. You want me to ask him tomorrow?
Huh?
You want me to ask him tomorrow? Want me to ask him tomorrow?
Yeah, definitely.
And the next district-wide LAPD meeting for Devonshire is on June 13th, and they will be talking about residential burglary and grand theft and the kind of crime that's going on now. So, any other questions? Thank you for the opportunity, Mr. Greenwald. I appreciate it.
I have a question. You mentioned Dario. I think Janine should have equal time. Where's her meeting?
No, he was doing that before Jimmy.
No, Bill is right. Janine has her senior league meeting at Granada High on, what day is it? Fourth Tuesday of the month.
Just for trying to break our ears, you don't get to talk this. Just say this. EP item of the month, Mr. Hopkins.
Say thank you.
Yes, thank you. As we all know, all that material on the back table, emergency preparedness, hands-on books, etc., is free for you taking. This month we have N95 folding mask. N95 means it protects against 95% particulates. It's folding, which means it fits really well in your emergency kit, in your backpack, in your car, compared to, say, the painter's mask, which are going to come out and end up flattened but aren't supposed to be. Also, on the back table, we do this every month. We have a little bag in a box that says "Donate Here." That's for our Can of the Month program. We collect the cans, food, provide them to MEND, which is a local food bank, and they're a regional bank, which means they handle and distribute it to a lot of other organizations as well. So anything that you haven't used in a while or that you don't remember where it is, find it, bring it. Just make sure it's not expired. We appreciate that. Anyway, that's about it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Bill, for everything you do. We really appreciate it. Motion to approve the April 7th, 2017 board meeting minutes.
So moved.
Bill moved. Rob moved. Carl seconds. Any conversation, additions, deletions? Seeing none, all in favor? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I don't have to ask if there's any abstentions. Alrighty, so moved. Executive committee. Well, that's, for executive committee. Okay. Approve the new lease on our office located at 11139 Woodley, even though we are month to month there, and until they tear down the building. Jeff Brill says we have to have a signed lease, a new one, so he's already prepared it, and it was emailed to you guys, to you folks, I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. So, any questions?
When did we get it? I didn't see anything.
I forwarded Jeff Brill's.
No email. For developers.
Well, it's just a standard month-to-month lease.
Is it time to move to anything else?
Starting in December.
Can I ask, is it any different from what we had
No.
before? Okay, so in that case.
He just has a piece of paper to write a check.
Yeah, I was only that I did not see an email, I didn't want to necessarily say, well, we didn't see it pass. If there's no change to that previous one, then.
Same rent, month to month.
Thank you.
Everybody ready? Brian?
Okay.
You want to give me one and I'll call him out for it?
No, I don't. Use it.
All right. Go ahead. Brian?
Yes.
Michael, yes. Bill Hopkins?
Yes.
Wade?
Yes.
Oscar?
Yes.
Raheem?
Yes.
Ralph?
Yes.
Amanda?
Yes.
Ray?
Yes.
Skylar?
Yes.
Jan?
Yes.
Joe Vitti?
Yes.
Donna?
Yes.
Dave?
Yes.
Rob?
Yes.
Kyle? Sid hasn't come in yet. The same? Okay, one abstention. Rob, Kyle. Okay, motion passes. I'll tell you what, I don't like this one at all. I am devastated by this. We have a motion to accept the resignation of Donna Zero from the board. Donna got a great job, but I think we're more important than a great job, aren't we? Donna is the best. She works so hard for us. And we can't tell you how much. So, we'll do this on roll call too. Can you all say no, please? I'm gonna take any yes as a no. Okay, and any no as a no. Anyway, Brian?
Yes. Reluctantly.
Greenwald? Yes. Bill?
Yes.
Wade?
Yes.
Oscar?
Yes.
Raheem?
Yes.
Ralph?
Yes.
You notice how Ralph said that so quietly after how loudly he said the last one? I've never heard Ralph so demure. I agree, Ralph. Amanda? Ray?
Yes.
Skylar?
Yeah, all the yeses are no's, right?
Jan?
Yes.
Joe?
Yes.
Donna? Dave?
Yes.
Rob?
Absolutely.
Kyle?
Yes.
It is with great reluctance and a sad heart that I say this motion.
Donna did not recruit herself.
Now, wait a minute, if she abstains, maybe we should read.
All right.
Yes, you know. Let's see, I might be back, but.
I don't need that. We got a movie line. Okay, I'm sorry. Motion to find a new vendor and give notice to Concept Web terminating their web services. Have we got anyone on that
We
yet?
have not gotten anywhere on that yet. I've been busy with budget advocacy and haven't had a chance.
Okay, we'll hold it over till next month. Approve a neighborhood purpose grant for the Granada Hills Street Fair. And I have someone who would like to speak to that, and that is Mr. Kuzmin. Oh, you know what? before we do that, do you want to make your steal? William, just before you make that, Ray's got something from the city attorney that he wants to read.
I think most of you probably saw the email I sent out to the board that I was going to talk to the city attorney about this, and because Carl Melnick here, I know a lot of us know Carl, somebody. Anyway, so the city attorney did call me back this morning and once again this afternoon, and they just wanted me to pass on a few words to the board about recusals and when they're necessary. Basically, it's up to each of us on the board to decide for ourselves whether you should recuse on the matter or not. And it's based primarily on whether you can honestly say to yourself, yes, I know this person and I hate him, but I may vote for this anyway because I think it's good for the city. Or some of you may say, yeah, I know this guy and I like him, but I may or may not vote for this item because all of our jobs, and this is the way I feel, we're here to do what's best for basically the city of Granada Hills. And in my case, as I explained to the city attorney, it doesn't really matter if it's Granada Hills North or Granada Hills South. It's a Granada Hills event that people attend from both sections. It happens Transfer Street, where a lot of the activities take place, is officially Granada Hills South. But in my case, when I first heard of the street fair, was the first year it was held, and at that time I participated for many years because at that time I was a commander to the VFW, and we set up a little booth there to raise awareness for the VFW charities and Betty Poppies, etc. And I've been there also for the neighborhood council. We've had booths there quite a few years too, and you know, a lot of us have been there for different organizations. And the main thing is that in my case, I can honestly say, and the reason they gave me permission, I think, to not recuse myself is because I'm voting not based on my personal feelings for Carl or anybody else in the Chamber of Commerce, because I do know Carl, both, as I explained to the city attorney, both from being involved in many neighborhood organizations like Carl is and like a lot of us on the board are. So we know these people from the many organizations that we're involved in, but most of us still feel that we can vote based on if we think this is a good event for the city or not. So that's something that we don't need to talk necessarily to city attorney about individually, as most of you didn't. But in my case, I just wanted to be sure, so I talked to the city attorney and was given approval to not do a recusal in this matter. Anybody have any questions on that subject? Wade first.
Yeah, if anybody is a member of the chamber, with that.
Member of the chamber, would that disqualify us?
If you were on the chamber board, I think you would disqualify. As a member of the chamber, I mean,
personally, I would probably use that as a guideline, what Michael just said, but there's none of us that can answer that, including the city attorney, unless they basically took what I told them, and apparently it was quite a major thing. The city attorney had to investigate me, look into all the ins and outs of the regulations, and study it for hours, apparently, before they finally got back to me with a decision that I was okay in this particular case. So it's basically up to you to decide. But obviously, if you're an officer or a board member, then you've got more reason to recuse than if you're just one of the thousands of people like everybody else on the situation. Ralph, do you have a question? Oh, okay. Okay, okay, I'll speak on the subject in a minute. We'll let Mr. Kuzmin speak first.
If you're going to make a presentation, I'd like to hear that first before I make any comments.
Okay, Carl, you give me a presentation?
Let me open it if I can for
I just, the point I wanted to make, I'm with Granada Hills Road, Granada Hills Community.
I am the president of the Granada Hills Community Foundation, which is a nonprofit organization that funds for the chamber for the street fair, and that's why I'm signing the grant, whatever you call it, NPG, Neighborhood Purpose Grant.
Yeah, in fact, that was one thing I brought up with the city attorney when they asked about what was Carl's involvement in it. Until I saw the copy of the NPG, I, to tell you the truth, I never heard of that organization that Carl's the president of. I didn't know it was associated with the Chamber of Commerce. I understand that now, but I didn't at the time. Well, it is associated with the Chamber of Commerce.
Can't be.
They're a 501c.
Chamber
Anyway.
501c4.
501c3.
So Carl, did you want to talk on, just tell people about the street fair briefly?
Well, I think most of you have been to the street fair because the Granada Hills North Chamber Council had booths in the past, and as a South Head also. But the street is blocked off, Chatsworth Street, for probably 4 blocks. There's also a car show there. The Rotary Club has a wine and beer tasting. And then there's booths from businesses all throughout the community. And everything from Boy Scouts, service clubs, businesses, like I say. So it's basically what it is a big street fair. And one of the primary purposes for that is to raise money for the Granada Hills Chamber of Commerce. And as Ray mentioned, it's really not a north versus south. It's the community of Granada Hills from the Granada Hills Chamber.
If I could see my agenda, I could read it. Brian.
May I ask, is your organization a 501c3 or a 501c4?
The Granada Hills Chamber is a 501c4 or 6. The Granada Hills Community Foundation is a 501c3.
Okay, we can work with a 501c3. We cannot.
That's right. That's why.
C4.
That's why that's why the NPG is put in through the Granada Hills Community Foundation.
William. Everybody else done on this?
Thanks, Carl, for explaining that. I would have liked to have seen what he just said in this agenda. Like I said before, you put in NPG, the public, if they're not familiar with your council, doesn't know what an NPG is, without having a copy of the document. The Granada Hills, this says it's going to the Granada Hills Street Fair. The Granada Hills Street Fair is not a nonprofit organization, it's an event.
It doesn't say it's going to...
No, hold on, Mike. It says motion to approve an NPG for up to $2,000 for the Granada Hills Street Fair.
4, not 2.
4, but who's it to? It doesn't say who's it to. And in that respect, I feel that the agenda item description without a copy of the NPG is inadequate, because how's anybody going to know? There's already been discussion of potential conflict of interest. And my comment on that is what I use in my business for real estate. If you can ask your question, should I disclose it? The answer is probably yes, as soon as you can ask the question. So if you can ask the question, might I have a conflict of interest? I would say play it safe and get out of Dodge and, do the right thing. So I have a problem with any decision that's made on this due to the lack of a meaningful description for this agenda item, because nobody's heard about the Granada Hills Community Foundation before. It doesn't say in here anything about the Granada Hills Chamber of Commerce. The only thing it says in here is Granada Hills Street Fair. So board members who are familiar with our various laws that regulate how you do things, it might be prudent for somebody to suggest tabling this until it can be properly explained to the public, and we have a copy of the MPG before a decision is made. And there can be no further public comment after this, just because.
The board can comment on it.
The board can.
And the board is about to.
The fact that we asked the question of whether we should recuse ourselves is not because we question the fact. It is because the department has driven it into us that we need to ask, and the NPGs ask the question themselves. It's not because we have any fear of whether we understand what we should do. So I want to set that straight. On the other hand, with regards to the disclosure on the agenda, I will personally take this up and discuss it with Dunn on Thursday. I will be down there at City Hall and with Dunn, and I'll bring back an answer as to how the agenda should be efficiently delineated and how much information needs to be on the agenda.
Bill?
I do agree with William's comments. I will also point out that because we send our agendas through Department of Empowerment of the City of LA, they won't post the agenda on the ENS until they reviewed it and approved it. And obviously they reviewed it and approved it because it was posted on the ENS.
And my comment, William, I love you, but this is very straightforward. It said it's for Granada Hills Street Fair. All right? If I take my car to the mechanic, I don't have to tell them I need 2 oil filters and 10 quarts of oil in the car. Okay? If I take it for a tune-up, I don't need 12 spark plugs, I don't need the injectors fixed, I just need it tuned up. All right? And he understands that, and this money is targeted for, it doesn't matter if it goes to Timbuktu, to Rancho Cucamonga, to Reseda, and then back here. What we're voting on is to give the Granada Hills Street Fair $2,000. So, and Brian will take it up, but as far as I'm concerned, this is perfectly written. So,
let me also add that this board has a responsibility when it approves a payment under NPG to evaluate that after the fact to determine that the money went to the purpose that we were agreeing to send it. So after the fact, after we send this money out, it is our responsibility to find out if that money got to the intended parties.
okay, we're going to vote on it. You ready, Brian? Any other comments from the board?
I forget what I came in late, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I came in late for a discussion. But I don't think it would be inappropriate to amend this to say exactly to whom the money is going to be going. That's part of the discussion to clarify that it's going from the street fair to this organization.
It's actually the other way around.
No. I don't know how it is.
The money goes to the Granada Hills Community Foundation, which is running the street fair.
I'm just saying that should be clarified. How the
Yeah, because the chamber cannot ask for money from the neighborhood council. It has to be a 501c3.
You said you want to make that amendment?
I have to confess I'm not familiar with the organization, how to word it.
So
basically, I think we should say the money is going to this organization.
I will propose this amendment. That motion to approve neighborhood purpose grant for up to $2,000 supporting the Granada Hills Street Fair to be given to the Granada Hills Community Foundation to support the Granada Hills Chamber of Commerce.
Mike?
Yes.
Why don't you just say motion for the MPG? So up to 2,000, name the organization and in between 2,000 and the 4. I mean, because it's still for the Granada Hills Fair, but it's to that organization and for the fair. That's exactly what it is.
Okay, so it's approve an MPG for up to $2,000 to the
Mike? Sorry, you don't approve NPGs up to, you approve them for a specific amount.
NPG for $2,000 to the Granada Hills Community Foundation for the Granada Hills Street Fair.
That's it.
Thank
It's
you.
all we need. I'll second it.
Okay, all in favor, first of all, we'll do this roll call. Brian, can you do 2 columns on this?
Sure. We have to redo the NPG. We have to redo the NPG or get it done right.
It's actually not the latest version of it. That's one I gave them at the executive meeting. There's a new version of it.
Before this
need to see that.
is submitted, it does have a discrepancy, and I caught it earlier today as well. It's asking for $2,000, but the total at the bottom is $2,500. So that has to be corrected.
It's been corrected. I've got it, unfortunately.
Okay, well, we need the new one before we can move forward. We can vote, I assume.
We can't turn it in. I'll give you the new one.
Why didn't you bring it? Why didn't you bring it?
Michael?
William, fire him.
Mike?
Okay, we're gonna vote for what bill?
I have a copy on my phone.
Since we are discussing NPG, we need to point out also that it's not correctly prepared under section 1, item 2, where it says the request for the organization is requesting the funding because it was Granada Hills Chamber of Commerce.
No, that was changed also.
Well, that's kind of more the reasons why we need to
Show Bill on your phone because
have and see that.
Bill is the official proofreader of everything for Granada Hills and our neighborhood towns. The best proofreader in the world. I've been told Mr. Sherman. I said, I do have a proofreader. You just never help me with my agenda.
Carl, I'm just curious, have you ever been on the Granada Hills North Neighborhood Council Board?
No.
Are we ready now?
We'll get the proper before we did. Yeah, it's under.
All right, so we're voting on the amendment. The amendment. On the amendment. Yeah, to make the amended motion. Okay. Brian?
Yes.
Michael, yes. Bill?
Yes.
Wade?
Yes. Pending receipt of the proper.
Oscar?
Yes.
Raheem?
Yes.
Ralph?
Yes.
Amanda, he's back. Amanda?
Yes.
Ray?
Yes.
Skylar?
Yes.
Jan?
Yes.
Joe?
Yes.
Donna?
Yes.
Dave?
Yes.
Rob?
Yes.
Sid?
Yes.
Kyle?
Yes.
All right, voting on the motion. And this is only when it only takes effect when we receive an executed copy that's correct. All right, Brian?
Yes.
Michael, yes. Bill?
I'm sorry. What was that?
Voting on the motion.
Yes.
Wade?
Yes.
Oscar?
Yes.
Raheem?
Yes.
Ralph?
Yes.
Amanda?
Yes.
Ray?
Yes.
Skylar?
Yes.
Jan?
Yes.
Joe?
Yes.
Donna?
Yes.
Dave?
Yes.
Rob?
Yes.
Sid?
Yes.
Kyle?
Abstain.
Okay, one abstention. Motion carries.